Hello, everyone, and welcome to How the Blank, presented by What the Blank. And today is the final finale. We have no entertainment news or world news because this entire episode is just a big hunk of news that we are excited to share with you.
We've determined after weeks and weeks and weeks of working together on this and deciding what's best for what the blank and how the blank and all these things um that we need to step away from what the blank and seek different revenues in our lives. I'm a full-time sped teacher right now, and I I've decided that it is best that I put that as my focus for my students' sake and I didn't want to drag down this company more than I had to. And um, so Brandon and I decided together that we would close What the Blank and and step away. And doesn't mean that we won't do entertainment together in the future.
As Braxton was saying, he had other things that, kept stealing his focus away and wasn't able to give as people require for this type of work. And then with me being in Indonesia, I can no longer do everything I used to do just because of my limited resources. And with other endeavors that I picked up here in Indonesia, there are still a lot of things we will keep doing. We have this really awesome show going on right now on TikTok and YouTube. TikTok is more of like the side by side comparison, short form content, and YouTube where we show you the difference between cultures and living daily lives in Indonesia compared to the United States. And that's something you can check us out on. It's Connecting Idiots. It's pretty funny, so I've heard. And that is one place you can keep up with mine and Braxton's shenanigans. As far as how we've been running the company lately and all the renovations we've been doing, this originally started out, as most people would know, as kind of help talent, grow theater, help talent, help people achieve their dreams was our entire mission from the very beginning. To help people grow, do what they want to do, what road do they want to go down, and how do they want to get there. That's what we were there to coach them, help them make the shows. We put our own shows on. We broke a few world records. We were a theater company to ever have a live theater performance inside of a still active and running funeral home. We did some pretty awesome musicals with EVU and some puppet shows. We did a lot of really cool stuff. And although we're sad to see it go on that side, we're still doing some of the stuff we have revamped. Our passing along of our new services such as logo design and video editing, it can still be found, but it will be done through Maribelle's Marketplace. They also have a great team of editors and logo designers that are going there that we will occasionally help out with. That's you can find them, I believe, on Instagram and TikTok. Reach out to them. It is an Indonesian-based company, therefore they don't have a phone number per se, but they do have a WhatsApp. As for them on the American side, that's what most Indonesian businesses use is WhatsApp. Um, yeah, so it's kind of sad stepping away from our original roots, but with everything having changed so much and going online and whatnot, it's been a really fun journey, and I've really loved it. But it's just something that's not sustainable to the point where we can fulfill to what the original vision was. And with Jackson being gone, ironically, that was last week's episode that you're seeing this now. But in real time, that was about 2 months ago because we filmed these quite in advance.
Yeah, and so it's been a crazy journey for us, and we're still wanting to do, like, I'm still going to pursue the Kim project through my own means and stuff. But I'm gonna wait until I have the money to support it better. Um, and and so and a better space to put it on. So we're excited to go towards the future. But before we talk about the future, let's talk about the past. What have been our top 5 moments of either how the blank or what the blank in our timeline?
Well, my favorite moments for sure, even though they were probably the unpredictable moments, was definitely doing Edward Tulane, which was a straight play we had done. We were the first company to ever do it in Utah, and as I mentioned before, we were the very first company to ever do a show in an actively functioning funeral home with a cast of pretty much all funeral directors except for our Edward, which was played by Tyson, who did some of our editing for this podcast, as you can maybe remember from How the Kari Kari Tai Tai. So that was pretty fun. Just being able to say that we did something that no one has ever done before and questionably might not do again.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's definitely my top. Like, I love that. I loved bringing that to life.
Another one of my favorites was the improv troupe. Like that one we didn't really get on its feet, and it was really fun to like really build and get it going.
Yeah.
Um
Just
and
getting some of the logistics and scheduling kind of put it off, but that
yeah,
was a great cast of people.
yeah, and I think it was funny that like the logistics was the only reason why it didn't go up. It wasn't because like we weren't really into it, because we were all putting so much time into it. And
Yeah.
um and it
Just
was
our
just
venues,
yeah,
our venues, doing people don't always like coming to a park and Shakespeare in the park, but and then like the venue we had was a makeshift venue and it was really hard getting people there, but like they definitely had the creative imaginations and getting to see them even in practice or at our shows just alone was pretty immaculate.
yeah, so that was one of my favorites. Do you have like one thing that like frustrated you but was like really fun in the end? Like you
Uh,
look back at it and you're like, that was so frustrating, but
mm, Not really. No, like I pretty much stayed like enthralled in everything we did, whether it was big hit or not. I
yeah,
did enjoy the journey.
yeah. I enjoyed the journey as well. There was times where I was like, why is everything exploding in our faces right now?
That's just part of being producers.
I know. So what would you say your favorite episode of How the Blank is?
Favorite episode. I don't know if I have one that's necessary that I go. Well, actually, I'd say it's probably like either the ghost stories or how the ghost was pretty cool because those were just wild and unpredictable. And then I really enjoyed the stories. I did like that a lot.
I would say one of like my all-time favorite ones um that that uh that we filmed and actually got up, because there's a few that we filmed that didn't go up that were just hilarious. Um
Mm,
but my
yeah,
one of my all-time favorites was actually How the Mother's Day and How the Father's Day, because those were like back to back. Like even though I almost like got freaking tasered by Jackson in the middle of it,
yeah,
it was really interesting to have that like episode right after of Father's Day where we just like really got deep with our relationships with our fathers, as you just like left to go get
yeah.
milk.
I left. I did. I left. I set out a whole episode just for the sake of a joke. I was still watching in the corner though.
Yeah. You're watching from the closet, see if you got anything interesting.
see what Jackson hides in his closet. There's a lot of skeletons in there, dude.
Yeah.
A little freaked out.
Okay, do you have a least favorite episode of How the Blank?
Least favorite. Oh, I'd have to go back and actually like look at all the episodes. Because like I feel like the ones that are like my least favorite, like I would have probably blocked out naturally. But I
Yeah.
can't say that there's one like I was like I just hate that one so much. I wish it never went up. You know, like I don't think I have a single one of those.
See, I don't have one that like I hated so much that I didn't want it up, but St. Patrick's Day, I hated that I was the only one that really had experience with like St. Patrick's Day. I was like,
Yeah,
no
that was
one
also your idea.
celebrates St.
That, that
Patrick's Day.
no, and you were the one that really wanted to do that one.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what it was, is like I was so hyped because I love the holiday episodes. The holiday episodes are really fun for me. And so
Mhm.
I think it's funny to just like have it like crumble in my like in my hands.
I think okay, of all the intros we did, all the intros, what was your favorite intro?
Oh, definitely either silent partner or the how the life um style. Um
Yeah, this the season premiere.
yeah, the season premiere of season 3 was just so much fun. Um because the th- so we actually have like a longer version of that intro
Your
because
original one
I
was like
went
5 minutes long.
I know, and it's because I kept changing shirts like literally at the time I had like 6 jobs that I was like saying yes to at the time, and that's like one of the bigger reasons um why I had we had to step away, is because I kept saying yes. Like that's one of my like faults that I'm working on. Where I'm a yes man, but I usually get things done. It's just it leaves me ragged in the process. But that's definitely one of my favorite intros because I worked so hard filming that because I was just like switch shirts, run, run.
Yeah, going in and out of your house. I bet your neighbors were watching, like, what is he doing? Just peeking out the window. You're going down the stairs, different shirts every 2 minutes. Not.
Well, and what's funny, it was in the
um,
middle of the day too, so no one was out. But oh, okay, really quick before we get into your intro, it actually reminds me when we did our Captain Talltale collab where he performed with us. Um, he was riding his
mhm.
bike around our neighborhood, and people put into the chat like, "Only in Eagle Mountain will you find a giant going around the."
His first time there, and they're like, only here can you find this.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, yeah. I would say, I say my favorite intro was the Jackson being tied up one. I can't remember what that episode was called. I think it was the Silent
That
Partner.
was How the Silent
But that,
Partner.
yeah, that was a great intro. That was so much fun making that, and most of it
I
was
was
Jackson's
so sad
idea.
I wasn't there.
I know you were doing other things,
Yeah,
but no, that was fun. That was fun making it, and the fact that like it was almost entirely Jackson's idea. I figured out the camera angles, but he got the setting. He tied himself up pretty much. Like he did his feet, he did his mouth, and then Chandler did his hands at the end, like how he was wanting, and then he scripted the whole thing. But that was so much fun, and we took a lot of retakes to make sure we got like the one. So like we were in there like a solid like hour and a half doing that 30-second intro, just for anybody wondering. But it was awesome. Like it was fun, and it was in the
yeah,
middle of the night where we literally couldn't see anything. So it was like we were kind of winging it because we wanted the lighting to be like creepy and stuff. but it was when we just got there, and it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, I think. Like it was dark, dark, and yeah, it was creative.
So, um, but that actually reminds me of, it's funny that that was his whole idea, right? But then when we went and filmed How the Silent Partner, right? Um, he did not want us to put the tape on his mouth again for that. And he was like, no,
And he
let's
even
not.
shaved.
Like, I know, he even shaved for it. And and I was like, nope, we're doing it. Like, and like, and I ripped it off of him, and he was like, "Oh, you did it too fast!" And uh, he got so mad at me
Yeah.
after that. I was like, "This is what you
Oh
get for
yeah, that
staying
was a good
silent."
time. Yeah, that was my favorite. Go back and watch. That was my favorite to watch, as well as make. That was my favorite in both categories. But yeah, we've had a
Um,
lot of really good times. We've had a lot of fun moments, crazy moments you guys didn't even get to see because some files went corrupt. The things were too long. This is our first time ever doing a video podcast or a podcast in general. So there's a lot of switching and like experimenting and stuff. And so some episodes didn't go up, but mostly like the fun food episodes we were trying to do was just the files were too big and we couldn't figure it out at the time. But we've had a lot of really good moments that we're really happy we got to share to the people that actually come and watch every week. And we're very grateful to have had you on this journey. We're leaving you, uh, but we're not leaving you entirely. Like I said before, you can check us out, Connecting Idiots. We have TikTok and YouTube. It's pretty funny stuff. It's educational stuff if you're into that cross country comparison and traveling. We also do a lot of food review stuff. And then, like I said before, if you want to do like, we still occasionally will do video editing and logo design. Those services aren't completely dead. They're just not with What the Blank anymore. Occasionally, when you go to Maribelle's Marketplace, a contractor through us, you can even special request it if you really have a desire for one of our specific types, and they'll get in touch with us. Those will be linked in the description below if you want to go to their TikTok or their Instagram. They always check their DMs. We always check our DMs. And if you want to continue with the ride, we might not be with What the Blank anymore, but we're not away from you if you want to come and join us.
the Kim project will still be on the website. It might be changing from whattheblink.org to the Kim project, but we'll update more and more on that as the time goes forth. Well, thanks for watching, and this was How the Finale.
You're fired.